So let me show you how to make a temporary fuel auxiliary tank. You can use it for motorcycles, you can use it for lawnmowers, you can even use it for cars. If you've got carburetors, you know it's a bit of a pain taking the tank on and off. You can do that now and see how it works.
The best thing here is this is a quick DIY option. So you can order these auxiliary fuel tanks from Amazon. It takes a day or two to get here, but I want to test this today, so I can't wait around for that. What we're doing here is I've got a bottle. It's a drinks bottle with one of those fruit shoot heads where you can just squeeze off. Most bottles will work. You just need to find the right size. All I'm doing is drilling out the top with the drill bit, the same diameter as my tube, which is going to be my fuel line. It's a clear fuel line, so you can see exactly how much fuel is going in. And I put it through the hole and epoxy that in place. So it's basically two epoxy things there, silicone, anything you've got to hand to seal that up. And you can just mix these together. I'm going to seal that up, let it dry, and then I'll come back when you see that. So I'm mixing it up there and letting it dry, and it's set up there. So you can see the bottle there. I've got some liquid in there, which I'm going to show you exactly how it works. I put a little metal hanger around it so I can actually hang it off the ceiling, or even hang it off the handlebars. So here I've got a little bit of a funnel. I've got some fuel. Unleaded fuel in the UK comes in these green cans if you pick it up from the fuel station. I'm going to put it into my bottle, half fill it up. I don't need much. I'm just doing the first startup. Just make sure you're in a well ventilated area because fuel smells. Some people like it, but yeah, so I'm just putting some in the bottle there, and we'll get rid of the funnel and use this. So we're going to start up my bike here. This is a 1979 old bike. I'm doing a full video series on this bike, so this is just one section. Make sure you check the description for the next video in this series. So here I'm going to put it onto my carburetor fuel inline, and my bottle is here ready. All I'm going to do is spin the bottle upside down, and look at that beauty flow straight into the bowls, and it's going to get ready and it's going to fire up. This is the first start. I've already rebuilt the carburetors and cleaned them out, so we should be good. This is fresh fuel. I'm just looking for something here to make a hole in the top so we get a bit of breathing space. So what you're seeing just out of shot there is I'm making a tiny little hole in there. What that does is lets in a bit of air, so it's like a nice smooth flow of fuel down. So yes, that's how we're going to do. I've got a bit of a bungee cord here. I'm going to tie it up to the ceiling so I've got hands free. And with this restoration, there's bowls and overflows in the carburetor, so I need a bit of work on that. I'm putting this underneath because they're a bit sticky. If your carburetors are sticky and it's overflowing, what you want to do is basically get a bit of compressed air and just unstick them from the bottom of the overflow pipe. So I'll do that. I'll do that off camera because this is about making an auxiliary tank, not getting your bike started. So I've got a bit of fuel in there. Let's give it a go and see how it does. There we go, twin firing up, 250cc, bit of a beauty. How does it sound to you? It's a bit rusty there, but I think once it starts flowing and warming up, that's going to go nicely. So you're talking about like a nice start there after how many years? 42-year-old bike. So here you can see I'm using the overflow pipes there at the bottom, which is draining out the fuel, and that's like a separate project where I'm going to clean those up, but you can hear it sounding nice and juicy. There we go. And you can just hang the fuel auxiliary tank off the side. I'm using a small bottle here because I'm just doing a short test. You could, if you wanted to, use like a bigger 2-litre Coke bottle or something like that, and that would work nicely for you to get the bike started. I'm also getting my garage space sorted out to make these videos a bit nicer. But yes, it's nothing too intense. It's just a straightforward process. You're making a bottle which is feeding out fuel into your carburetor as a temporary solution, and it's going to help you basically sort out your bike. Let's give it a bit of a rev. So it sounds quite nice actually. So once they're unstuck, the bowls, I won't need to worry about the overflow here. So you can see I've got a bit of fuel, enough to give my test a go. And as you know, with bikes and lawnmowers or cars, anything you've got basically, it can work. So now I've actually, you can see there, I've got it off the handlebar, hanging off the handlebar. It takes less than like 2 minutes to make it. All you got to do is wait for your silicone, or if you're using epoxy, for it to dry. So I did it last night, left it overnight, and then today we got the bike up and running. Beauty.
Well, at least we know this works. Kind of. As a temporary solution anyway. There. So that was that section. Hopefully you found that useful. I'll see you on the next video here, which will actually take you on the next section of this